So the Blender 3.5 update finally got released, and let me tell you, it's a big one. So let's quickly try and cover the most prominent features that just got added to Blender 3.5. Starting with the new hair grooming tools. This is a major update to the newly introduced geometry nodes based hair grooming tools that were initially released in Blender 3.3. It lacked a lot of basic features then, but Blender 3.5 just added a host of new presets and tools that are definitely posing a threat to the old particle based hair system. As you can see, for the first time, Blender now comes pre-packed with a bunch of hair grooming assets that you can literally just drag and drop to your hair systems and get going with it right away here in the modifiers panel. They've been bifurcated into 6 categories here in the asset browser, and there are, I think, 26 assets available right now in 3.5, and some much needed nodes like the interpolate hair curves node and other hair curve position reading nodes have been added in here, in addition to many more. The asset browser elements though are for those who are not quite acquainted with geometry nodes, but to be honest, the real power of this tool comes out in the geometry nodes panel, because here you can literally do anything you want with them if you're well versed with geometry nodes. And make a note, the same tools and assets are available here as well in the add menu drop down, so if you're more comfortable with the node based system, Blender 3.5 has got you covered here as well. The release page for Blender 3.5 also has some demo files for animal fur created using the same system, which is also crazy fun to explore. I would highly suggest that you check it out if you want to learn more about this new system. Unfortunately, hair simulation is still under construction, but this update is a clear sign that the team at Blender is hard at work to make this the new way of grooming hair in Blender, so maybe hair simulation isn't that far away either. Now, I haven't even scratched the surface here on this video. There's a lot more to explore, and if you want to do that, the official Blender channel has already made 2 dedicated videos expanding on this new hair system. I would suggest you watch this 35-minute tutorial where you will be guided from scratch on how to use the system efficiently, so go check it out. I'll put the links in the description. Now let's talk about VDMs, aka Vector Displacement Maps. Now this is a big deal too, in case you don't know what VDMs are. How about I just show you instead of trying to explain it to you? Basically, you can just sculpt overhanging shapes onto your models with just a single stroke of a brush, and apparently it was already a big deal in some industry standard softwares like ZBrush, but now it's finally available in Blender 3.5, and I think it's gonna make sculpting way more approachable for a lot of beginners. And in this demo file, you just get access to a few brushes, but if you go to marketplaces like Flip Normals, you're gonna find a lot more VDM brushes out there, so install Blender 3.5 and go crazy with it. Now next on the list is the real-time Compositor. Now this has been in beta for a long time, but now it's finally here and it is glorious. It is super fast now and is definitely going to encourage a lot more people to use the Blender Compositor, because the biggest issue in the past with it had been it was super slow and it was not real time, but now it's both, all thanks to the Blender developers. It of course isn't 100% ready yet. Some common nodes like the fog glow glare node and a few more are still unsupported, but it's just the first stable release for it. I'm sure more and more nodes will be supported in future releases. Now let's cover some smaller but still pretty important updates that were added in Blender 3.5. First is cycles can now use a light tree, which basically means in scenes that used to have a lot of light sources will now have much less noise. As you can see here on the release page, we can clearly see a big difference in the noise levels, and you can activate this feature in the light panel in the render properties tab and see it for yourself. Blender 3.5 now also supports export and import of USDZ files, which is apparently bound to become the industry standard in no time and replace the previous FBX or GLTF or DAE formats. I think the Blender release notes perfectly summarizes why it's a superior file format. It says compress to impress, and then .usdz file is a zip archive that can contain images and audio, and other .usd files for convenient sharing, which is all we need. I know USDZ files still have a few problems to solve before they become the standard, but the support for this format has been a long time coming in Blender, and we should be really glad that it's finally here. Next, you can now drag and drop geometry nodes right from the asset browser, as we clearly saw in the hair demo before. Also, if you didn't know, alt dragging a node can disconnect a node from its current chain, but previous versions had a weird issue where after the disconnection it would still try to link to other chains if not dropped in a safe empty location, and in 3.5 it does not do that anymore. It might not seem like a big deal, but it was annoying as hell when it used to happen, and I'm so glad that it's finally resolved. Another tiny change is if you copy a node, it used to paste in the exact same location from where it was copied before, but now in 3.5 the nodes paste right where the cursor is, which is pretty handy. And finally, self-collision in clone simulation was also optimized with almost 25% overall FPS gain, which is also great. But like always, this is just the cream of the crop in my opinion. There are a lot more changes and updates made in 3.5 that you can read all about in this release page that I will link in the description. By the way, while you're in there, check out this beautiful 3.5 splash artwork by Nicole Morena. She has a very distinct, unique style that I've never seen in the Blender community before, and I used to follow her on Twitter and wonder how she made these illustrations look so good. So I'm just gonna set aside one afternoon and check out the blend file for this artwork, as I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I suggest you do it too, especially if you're a beginner. But I guess that's it. These were my favorite features in Blender 3.5. Let me know yours in the comment section below. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. Bye.